Okay, I thought since I'm out here writing, I would try and do a few Q&As since I'm way overdue. And so let's see what I can accomplish. Okay. Let's see. Get this turned around without dropping it. Cool. Maybe I need to be this way. How's that? Okay. All right, I'll do just a few quick ones because it's getting hot and I got cows to kick out of here. Calves at branding. Do they fight it when we rope them and drag them? Yes, they do. But usually once you get them laid down, they don't fight too bad. They'll try and kick. But yeah, it's instinct. They'll try and fight that. But we figure it's over faster and quicker than putting them through a alley and shoot and putting them in this on the table and flipping them over. So we think there's less chance of getting hurt. So even though, yeah, they do fight it, we still prefer to do it that way. Do our horses ground tie, which is when you drop the reins and just leave them lay loose off the bridle. Do your horses stay in one spot? Yeah, we try and get them to do that. Some of our horses, when they come to us, they're not used to doing that. So sometimes you forget and you drop your reins and messing with a calf or whatever, and you look up and your horse is taken off, and that's never a good thing. But yeah, that's what we do, try and get them to do it. So we usually chase them down and drag them back and make them stand. If you're going to Yellowstone, you want someplace new to go besides Yellowstone, I would check into the Wyoming state parks. Wyoming's got some really cool state parks with hot springs and Indian pictographs and fossils and stuff like that. And of course, they're not crowded. And no, we don't have Old Faithful, but there's some cool state parks. So if you get a chance, go to the Wyoming website and look up the state parks. No, we don't ever go there. We're always busy in the summertime. Vernon and I did a long time ago. We went and snowmobiled in Yellowstone one winter, and that was really cool. Do we pack a gun when we're on horseback? No. There's really nothing to protect ourselves from. For one thing, coyotes don't bother you when you're on horseback. Coyotes, if anything, they might pick a fight with your dog, but my dog's never even paid any attention to coyotes. So I had one dog that got beat up by a coyote, and that's all. So we don't have, thank God, we don't have wolves around here. We don't have grizzlies, an occasional black bear, but they're not going to bother you. So no, we don't pack a gun. The only time we pack a gun, the guys might want to. Well, we really don't when we're on horseback. We've always got one in the pickup, or they might pack one on a four-wheeler or something sometime. But no, sorry. Did I ever figure out what was wrong with Dally's litter and why she lost half of it? No. And I've kind of asked some people and tried to get some input. It's just one of those things, I guess. So, let's see. Do my dogs chase birds out of the yard? My dogs will chase some birds. This is going to be really bouncy. Panama won't stand still. Stand still. Yeah, magpies. Elsa hates magpies, so they'll bark at the magpies in my pine trees. And there's a couple of Kevin Costner doves call them. Ringneck doves that aren't native, and there's a couple of them that hang around my bird feeders, and they'll chase those off too. So yeah, Kevin Costner birds and magpies. Otherwise, my dogs don't pay too much attention to them. Trying to get through this fast. Do we have problems taking our cows from grass to alfalfa? We would if we very often took our cows from grass to alfalfa. Once in a while we would, and that's generally if the alfalfa's wet. We don't do that very often, where we take them from dry grass to wet alfalfa, so doesn't really seem to be a problem for us. But yeah, I mean, you can get in big trouble doing that. And for instance, that's the one thing that got all that publicity, was taking those down there in Texas. They took those roping steers and put them out on that one kind of grass that's known to cause problems anyway, and they had worked them up and they were nice and hot, and they put them out on that wet grass, and then everybody's like, oh, GMO grass, and it wasn't GMO grass. Anyway, yeah, so if you do that, Panama's like, pawn the ground, let's go. Anyway, yeah, you'll have problems with bloat. What's a gypsy dinner? A gypsy dinner is something we cooked in Girl Scouts all the time. You take a hamburger, season it up, chop up potatoes, onions, and carrots, and put it in foil and cook it in the coals for 20 minutes. It's wonderful. Have I ever tried using local honey to help with my allergies? Yeah, I tried that once a long time ago, and didn't seem to have any success with it. But I've heard that before, so if it works for you, awesome. How close was I to the bear? Not very. I'm smarter than that. And you guys should know that. I have good telephoto lenses by now. So, the bear was not that close. He was way up in a tree, and my vehicle was right there. So, I'm not stupid. Okay. Some of you go back and you read my older posts that I link to, and so you wanted to know what happened to D-Dog. D-Dog went back to Brian. Oh, so if you're ever in Buffalo, Wyoming, quit. If you're ever in Buffalo, Wyoming, go to Pick's Saddle Shop, and you'll meet D-Dog. He seems to be the little ambassador on just off Main Street in Buffalo. So anyway, we'll see if this works, and if not, I'll just have to redo it again. But all right, time to go kick the cows up. So one last view. Nice little pond. Dragonflies. An impatient horse with flies. And a trusty cow dog. Cool. There we go.